A controversial statement by a rising star in the Republican Party grabbed headlines this week. Florida Senator Marco Rubio, who is a practicing Catholic, tried to walk the line between science and faith-based creationism when asked how old the planet is. Here's what he told GQ magazine. "I'm not a scientist. I don't think I'm qualified to answer a question like that. At the end of the day, I think there are multiple theories out there on how the universe was created, and I think this is a country where people should have the opportunity to teach them all. I think parents should be able to teach their kids what their faith says, what science says. Whether the earth was created in 7 days or 7 actual eras, I'm not sure we'll ever be able to answer that. It's one of the great mysteries." Famed television scientist Bill Nye joins me now from Los Angeles. Bill, good morning. So you, like other scientists, say that we know how old the Earth is and that the topic's not even up for debate. But every so often, a politician makes headlines either denying science or casting some doubt here. So tell us, as far as you know, how old is the Earth and how do you know it?
The Earth's 4.54 billion years old. So there's certain elements that are created, that were created in exploding stars, and especially the Big Bang. And we rely on those elements for our everyday life in order to have the quality of life that we have the remarkable materials we have. But the idea is certain elements change from one element to another, and the verb is they transmute. And the classic is our good friend strontium becomes rubidium. Rubidium becomes strontium. And you can look at this ratio. The half-life of that reaction is 48.8 billion years. This is measured in laboratories. Sometimes the laboratories will observe something for 15 years to get it just exactly right. So then you work backwards to the age of the rocks. Now, let me just say about Mr. Rubio's comment. You stop there about opposing theories, but he went on to claim that there's no connection between our scientific understanding of the age of the Earth and the economy. And
let me interrupt you there.
Very strongly disagree with that.
Let me just interrupt you there and read that quote, because this was another part of his answer to GQ, saying, "I think that's a dispute among theologians, and I think it has nothing to do with the gross domestic product or economic growth of the United States. I think the age of the universe has zero to do with how our economy is going to grow." So what do you make of this? I mean, you obviously don't agree that science has nothing to do with the economy and growth.
So the reason we have smartphones, the reason we have television, we're able to talk on opposite sides of the continent. The classic example for me is smoke detectors. The reason we have these things is because we understand the reactions, the nuclear reactions that take place in elements, in protons and neutrons and so on. Without that deep understanding, we wouldn't have everything that you can touch and see in our environment. So the built environment. So this claim that has nothing to do with the economy is just, as far as I'm concerned, just wrong. I mean, now, I'm not going after anybody's religion. That's not it. Just the Earth is not 6 or 10,000 years old. That's not. And furthermore, we rely on these discoveries for our everyday life, especially here in the developed world.
And what's the danger?
So my claim.
Let me ask you about the danger, though, in terms of what this teaches children. I mean, do you still believe that teaching children that the Earth is anything but 4.5 billion years old is the same as teaching them that it's flat?
Well, the word same, it's a pretty good analogy, in that you can very easily demonstrate that the Earth is not flat. With a little more diligence and a little more understanding, you can show that the Earth cannot possibly be 10,000 years old. That's just wrong.
I've uploaded this 2012 CNN interview for analysis because the Bill Nye versus Bob Jacobs UFO video on this channel just jumped 4,000 views as a pawn in the unfortunate perpetual propaganda war against Bill Nye. The channel comments on that video attempt to cast Nye in a negative light for his position on the inanity of a 6,000-year-old young Earth and the damage being done by those pushing that and climate change denial. The majority of fundamentalist Christians interacting online will not truthfully answer the questions they are asked that reveal failed comprehension of the meaning and origin of scriptural texts. This behavior is unethical, and individuals with strong faith should be able to teach others with factual evidence rather than working to bury it. If you are a literalist or fundamentalist Christian who would like to help others by truthfully answering questions about the New Testament and the events around which it was composed, please let me know in the comments below.